Welcome to Club Training, presented by the Student Activities Office at UMass Boston. This training is for all undergraduate and graduate organizations. An overview of Club Training. Provide you with information on the resources available to you. Inform you of the rules, regulations, policies, and procedures set by UMass Boston, the Undergraduate Student Government, and the Graduate Student Assembly. Talk about event planning and poster printing. Student Activities and Multicultural Student Affairs staff. Multicultural Student Affairs, which is located on the second floor of the Campus Center, is run by Stephen Neville, assisted by Malachi Robinson. They are here to assist all multicultural clubs and centers. Student Activities, which is on the third floor of the Campus Center, is run by Shelby Harris, assisted by Charles Henricks, Bethany Tuller, and Amanda West, and are here to assist all other clubs. Club Advisor. Everyone needs one. All organizations must find a full-time member of the UMass Boston faculty or staff that agrees to work with their organization for the following year. Having an advisor will help you build connections and develop as a leader. Advisors will meet with student leaders throughout the semester, become familiar with university policies and procedures related to student organizations, attend late-night or off-campus events hosted by the organization as necessary, expect the student organization to observe and uphold university policies, and submit all appropriate forms for approval. To make your advisor official, you'll need to complete the Student Organization Advisor Expectation Agreement with your advisor and create a PDF of the agreement. This agreement can be found on the source page of UMBelnvolved. You then need to fill out and upload the PDF to the Student Organization Advisor Agreement form, which is found in the Forms tab of the main UMBelnvolved page. Student Organization Benefits. So, what can you do as a student organization now that you are activated? You can request and receive money from your governing body, the USG or the GSA, book space on campus through the university's website, 25 Live, receive a page on UMBelnvolved to create budget requests, purchase requests, publicize events, communicate with members, spend funds, and advertise your club. Receive advising from a second or third floor staff member, print posters for your events, request an office or locker space for your undergraduate student organization by applying for a space through UMBelnvolved, and use a free button maker and supplies to advertise your organization or events. To receive a template for the paper insert, please email charles.henricks@umb.edu. Student organization space. Organizations can fill out a club office space and locker request form under the campus links section of UMBelnvolved. They would like to request a desk or locker as early as 8:15 of each academic year. Active registered student organizations in good standing that submit a request for space by 10/1 of each academic year will be assigned a club space on a first-come, first-served basis based on activation. RSO contacts will be notified if they receive a space assignment by 10:15 of each academic year. All RSOs must sign a space contract with the Office of Student Activities to receive a key to the space. Space contract includes the actual space contract, the Resident Rights and Responsibilities Agreement, and the Community Norms Act. Only 2 keys per space can be signed out by a club officer, and a $10 deposit per key is required. Office space is not guaranteed. Budget requests, requesting funds. Undergraduate and graduate clubs and organizations. New in fall of 2020, all clubs and organizations will use a new budget request process to request and receive funds from their governing body. This request can be accessed through the finance section of your organization's UMBelnvolved page. There will be an additional video and training that discusses this process. Undergraduate clubs. Every RSO is eligible to request money through an event, budget request, and/or a non-event supplies and/or promotional items budget request. Used to be called the maintenance budget. From the Undergraduate Student Government. The Student Events and Organizations Committee, SEOC, oversees this process. Graduate clubs. Every RPA is eligible to request money through an event budget request from the Graduate Student Assembly. Returning and new RSOs that successfully complete activation or reactivation requirements will receive $100 in Shaw's cards as an activation bonus. The Student Events and Organization Committee only funds events on campus or that are MBTA accessible. Budget process. First semester budgets. Budget requests can be filled out for the first semester at any time from 7/1 to 10/31. Budgets will be reviewed on the first of every month, starting 8/1. Second semester budget requests. Budget requests can be filled out for the second semester at any time from 11/1 to 3/31. Budgets will be reviewed on the first of every month starting 12/1. Within 7 days of every event, clubs are required to fill out an SCOC event evaluation form found in the campus links section of UMBelnvolved. Failure to fill out the form will result in club accounts being put on hold. Finances. Graduate Club. Returning and new RPAs that successfully complete reactivation requirements will receive up to $200 to use towards programming and club support. Off-campus events. Undergraduate clubs. There are two kinds of off-campus events that are funded by the undergraduate student government. Each type requires a different budget request. These requests can be accessed through the finance section of the organization's UMBelnvolved page. Events taking place off-campus that are MBTA accessible, subway or buses, are funded through SEOC through the event budget request. Normal timeline for requests. Off-campus events beyond the MBTA, subway or buses, out of state or out of country, will be funded by the Budget and Finance Committee through the Budget and Finance budget request. Funding requests must be received 8 weeks prior to the event. All RSO transportation must be booked directly with the university's travel agent, and all nighttime accommodations must be booked at a hotel or hostel. Travel waivers are required for all club events where travel is required. See a second or third floor staff member for this waiver. Advisors may be required for overnight trips or trips with a high level of risk. Work with a second or third floor staff member to determine if your trip needs an advisor. All international trips must be approved by the Vice Chancellor of Student Affairs at least 3 months in advance and will require a trip advisor. How can my organization use our funds? All organization funds can be used in several ways. Creating a purchase order, which creates a check. Using a university credit card, a staff member will make the purchase. Or using Shaw's cards, a $200 maximum per event. Although you are able to use these funds in several ways, please keep the following in mind. All requests for purchases must start by creating a purchase request on your club's UMBelnvolved page. Please note the only president and treasurers are able to create a purchase request. All requests for Shaw's cards or credit card purchases must be submitted on UMBelnvolved a minimum of 1 week or 7 days in advance of the event. All requests for purchase orders or checks must be submitted on UMBelnvolved, and the vendor must be on the university's payment system a minimum of 3 weeks or 21 days prior to your event. You'll be contacted by email to pick up Shaw's cards at the front desk of student activities. Never pay for expenses out of your pocket. You will never be reimbursed. If you are planning an event, you should use vendors who are on the university's vendor system or are approved vendors, such as Amazon, Walmart, Oriental Trading, WB Mason, and Home Depot. Other vendors can be used if absolutely necessary. The University of Massachusetts Boston is tax exempt, so we do not pay for tax on purchases other than hotels and meals. Unspent funds. Undergraduate organization funds not used by the end of each semester will be returned to SEOC. All graduate organization funds not used by the end of the academic year will be returned to the GSA. The last day to hold any event is the last day of classes each semester. Creating a purchase request on UMBelnvolved. Log in to your account on UMBelnvolved, go to your club page, click on the Manage Organization button. Click on the hamburger, which is the 3 lines on the top left of the page. Click on Finance, click on Create New Request, then click on Create Purchase Request. All financial requests, including checks, Shaw's cards, and credit card purchases, start with a purchase request. An informational sheet on how to fill out a purchase request can be found under the Campus Links section of the UMBelnvolved page labeled Help in Creating a Purchase Request. Paying a vendor. All vendors are paid by student activities. Credit card payments. Vendor payments will only be handled online or over the phone. Check payments. Vendor payments will be directly sent to the vendor, usually 30 days after the event. All vendors must be on the university's vendor system before a check can be sent. To get a vendor on the university's vendor system, which can take up to 8 weeks, a vendor must complete an MW9, including the vendor's email address. And a vendor must also complete a vendor ad update form. Forms can be submitted to amanda.west@umb.edu. Contracts. Both written and verbal contracts are legally binding. Do not sign or agree to anything on behalf of the University of Massachusetts Boston. Should you require a signed contract, work with your second or third floor staff member in advance at least 2 months prior of your event. UMass Boston will not honor any verbal or written agreement not sanctioned or agreed to through the university's purchasing office. Fundraising. Although you may have received funding from SEOC or GSA for your budget request, you may still not have enough money for your event. There are several options you can take. Request funding from a university department or an outside organization. Sell tickets for your event. Ask people for donations. Or do bake sales. During bake sales, you cannot sell loose baked goods like donuts, muffins, munchkins, Coke or Pepsi products, home-baked goods, or any hot or refrigerated items. You can sell prepackaged and individually wrapped baked goods if the nutritional information is available. Any money that you raise should be deposited into your student organization's account through the front desk of student activities. If you are looking to sell tickets for an event, the student activities office is now able to help you. Student Activities has purchased university tickets, an online ticketing system that all clubs must use for ticket sales. All funds must be used in the academic year that they are raised. Please note that if you are looking to donate the proceeds of an event to a charitable organization, please work with a Student Activities or Multicultural Student Affairs staff member in advance. As a student organization, an RSO or an RPA, you have the ability to host an event on campus. However, as most events require, you must plan first. As such, we have made a list of things you should consider thinking about before beginning. Does the organization have funds for the event? If not, can we receive funding from SEOC or partner with another club or department? Does this event support the mission and purpose of the organization? When does the organization want to host the event? Do the members have an interest in the event, and are they able to attend and help out at the event? Has the organization talked this event over with my club advisor? If the organization is holding a late night event or traveling with your organization, do you require an advisor? Please speak to your club advisor before their availability, before requesting money. Do not start advertising for your event until you have received a space confirmation email from the Campus Center Events Services staff. Does the organization have any questions? If so, please reach out to your advisor, Student Activities or Multicultural Student Affairs staff member. Do you need additional campus staffing for your event? The Campus Center will determine if you need the following for your event. UMass Boston Police Department detail, $85 per hour, 4-hour minimum. Number of detail officers is based on the number of attendees, if it is open to the public, or the level of risk. A dance is a minimum of 2 officers. Do you need anyone from facilities, which are billed out at $55 per hour, and also a 4-hour minimum? This includes cleaners and groundskeepers. Printing of flyers and posters. All club and organizations must have posters printed by Student Activities and must have the event posted on the organization's UMBelnvolved page. Undergraduate student organizations can receive up to 60 free flyers per event. Graduate organizations need to pay for the printing through their club account. Posters can be printed in 8.5 by 11 or 11 by 17 format. Large format posters, which are 24 by 36, are only printed for large-scale events and require staff approval. If you are looking to have posters printed, fill out the poster printing request form under the Campus Links section of UMBelnvolved. You will need a PDF file of your poster, no larger than 4 megabytes, and the poster size, 8.5 by 11 or 11 by 17, to complete the form. Once the printing is complete, you'll be notified by email to pick up the materials from the Student Activities front desk. Before hanging up your posters around campus, you will need to fill out a poster agreement and get the posters stamped. All posters must follow the Student Activities posting policy, which can be found under the Campus Links section of UMBelnvolved. That's it for club training. Have any questions? If so, email charles.henricks@umb.edu. Thank you.